Hey everybody, welcome aboard. From time to time I really like to do these other side of the mining gameplay loop videos to kind of let you know what you do with your Quantanium after you have it refined. And so that's what we're going to do today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and load up the refined Quantanium into a cargo hauler. And so in order to do that, I'm going to go into the terminal here, and you can see I have 5 complete work orders. So I'm just going to actually just choose the drop down here, if it's going to let me. And you can see sometimes Star Citizen's being Star Citizen, and that's no problem. You just kind of want to rinse and repeat. We'll jump over here. We'll begin, and we'll just kind of get the drop downs there. Now that is kind of odd. Not seeing exactly what I would expect to see there, so I definitely have ships to haul here. Let's just kind of give it one more try. There we go. Now, I have a choice between the C2 Hercules, a Red, or a Taurus. I'm going to use the Taurus this time. I think it's got the proper amount of wiggle room. I don't need as much wiggle room as the C2 has in it, so we're going to go ahead and start put this 27 SCU of Quantanium in this in the Taurus here, and then we're just going to kind of follow suit. So every order here, I'm just going to go ahead and fill up the Taurus. And you can actually see the numbers going down here when I do that. This number here, now I only have 100, and I only have about 108 or so wiggle room left. So here comes 25 more SCU on there, boom, and then you can see what we're down to now is 83, 23. So we have plenty of room here, but it's important to understand it will eventually, depending on how much room you have in your ship. You can't necessarily take everything if you have more than, say, 174 SCU in this case. So from here, we're just going to go ahead and do a run. And when I make these runs, I really like to do them in a way where it's just kind of dirt under your fingernails. It's just kind of how it's done. I'm not going to do a whole lot of edits in this, and so we're just going to kind of talk our way through. And so right now, I am on my way up to the hangars and hab area. I'm here at Arc L1. And that's where we got started here today. So up we go. These elevator rides are not long now. They don't take that long. And out we go. And the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to pull the Taurus out. And we're just going to head on over to ArcCorp, and we are going to sell the Quantanium. So there is an event going on right now, so I am going to strongly suggest when there's events going on, or you think that there's a high server pop, it's never a bad idea to do kind of a zigzag jump. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So the Taurus is pulled. It did wind up in Hangar 6. Let's go to Hangar 6 now. And we will work our way over there. Alright, Hangar 6. Excellent. And up we go. The Constellation Taurus, as most of you know who watch my channel, you know that I am a big fan of this ship as a cargo hauler for Quantanium. I believe it's the perfect balance between a lot of SCU amount, 174 SCU. You carry much more than that and you lose it, you're going to be pretty sad. And it's a good gun ship. It's got really good capability as far as as far as 2 size 5, 2 size 4s. Quite a bit of missiles and quite a bit of wiggle room as far as the cargo, like I mentioned. So this is a great ship. I mean, this is a really good, in my estimation, in the verse, it's probably one of the better Quantanium cargo haulers right now, just based on its combination of firepower and how much it can carry. So before I open the door here, I'm going to make sure that I have my engines on, that my shields look like they're in good shape. I'm also going to set a route. Now, I'm going to actually set an interesting route this time. I'm going to set it towards Arc L5. And when I do that, I'm going to do that because you don't always want to necessarily jump directly from ArcCorp or from ARC-L1 to ArcCorp. It's one of those things where there's a lot of people that are doing quantum dampening right now, and I don't want to get caught. You know, or I'm going to try to at least avoid being caught when I'm doing my cargo run here. So we have targeted kind of an alternative destination, and we're going to kind of head towards that direction for, I don't know, just maybe about a good 30 seconds, and then we'll turn back towards ArcCorp and head on in. So you can see the doors are opening now. I'm going to go ahead and lift off, lift the gear up, nose down just a touch, and out we go. I'm going to begin spooling the drive fairly quickly because you can see we're almost lined up on it. I am going to want to clear the edge of the station there, and then we're just going to punch it. Off we go. So we did punch it, and we are going, and you know, I'm not even going to wait that long. You know, we're going to go maybe do a 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005 kind of thing. And after I've done that, then I'm just going to go ahead and mark ArcCorp again. And this is actually going to be enough to just kind of make it so I can reposition a little bit. I'm not directly, doing a direct run from ARC-L1 to ArcCorp. And it's you don't always have to do this, but when the server populations are high, it's never a bad idea. And I think as time wears on, we're definitely going to want to do this more and more. I just think it's one of those things where we're going to want to start getting used to just not necessarily taking direct routes to places. And so with that, here we go to ArcCorp. I do have the XL1 drive on this Constellation Tour, so it should make fairly short work of these quantum adventures. And we probably have nearly 150 SCU of Quantanium on board, somewhere around there. So not a bad payout on board as long as we can get it there smoothly. So here we go. We're headed towards ArcCorp. And as soon as we kind of come out of Quantum here, then we will take a look and see what our options are. I usually try and steer around the OM markers until I can get, more or less over the top of Area 18, but that's, it's here nor there. Sometimes it's not that easy to do, depending on where the quantum markers are. Let's see, what do we have here? That's an OM5. We'll take that guy first. We're spooling for OM5, and off we go. Now we'll take another look at the planet and see kind of where we're at. You can see, yep, you can see I still kind of got to go to almost to the other side of the planet, so we'll go ahead and go over to OM4 from here. And this is just us navigating our way around ArcCorp in order for us to make a decent approach. So here we should start to be able to see Area 18. You can see, yep, right there we go. There's Area 18. There's Bajini Point. I'm just going to go ahead and go on into Bajini. Excellent. As soon as I come out of, I'm just going to begin spooling again, and we're just going to head right down to Area 18. I think this helps a little bit with kind of with latency a little bit, but it also just kind of gets you orientated to Area 18, so you can just kind of cruise on in here and usually you get yourself a pretty good angle of approach in order to get properly over to the starport. So it's never a bad idea. You can see the starport is really right at my 12 o'clock position. It's never a bad idea to kind of, now I will just go ahead and kick it up max speed. I will actually set, my marker towards the back end of the station. And you can see yourself kind of cruising in. Now I'm going to drop the gear already, and I'm actually going to rotate my VTOLs. So that stuff is already done. I know that it's done, and I'm just kind of cruising in here. Beautiful night approaches on ArcCorp. I absolutely love these. And we're just kind of coming in here. We're trying to get the Quantanium load safely down and taken care of. So we're making really good speed here. You can see I'm 500, 550, 560. And you can see there's a ship there, but we're moving pretty good. We've got a pretty reasonable clip going. and we should be in the Armistice Zone fairly quickly. There's another ship there. You know, since the server populations are up, you definitely see a lot more people coming and going, which is great. Don't mind it at all. And you can see we've just entered the Armistice Zone, and here I'll get a notification to call for landing here pretty quickly. And there I get that. I went ahead and called. Yep. And there's my landing bay, and we'll just kind of orientate towards that. And we'll knock some of the speed off. And we'll just kind of roll over and head that way. So I like to, you know, occasionally just kind of, you know, kind of peek externally at where I'm headed. You know, just to make sure I understand. And you can see that great big hangar bay is opening down there. And so we'll be able to handle that no problem. That'll be a real easy landing. You can see it's a real big hangar as we approach. I'm going to start kind of doing some down angles. Now, I do love the approaches like this. You can see it's absolutely beautiful. Now we're starting to kind of rotate, you know, the ship a little bit. Try and get it in position. Absolutely beautiful. Nose up a touch. All right, in we go. Now it's not always, you know, this takes a little practice, no question about it. You want to kind of keep moving in nice and slowly. You're in no hurry here. No reason to be hurrying here. Once again, nose up. You can see here we're just going to set her down nice and smooth. Easy peasy. Now with that here, I like to do a post-flight. And you can see that I was able to, which is great. That usually is a good sign. So we'll go ahead and turn off the engines and we'll head in. You can see the hangar bay above me starting to close. And, you know, the dangerous part of the work is pretty good. We're in pretty good shape now. Doesn't necessarily mean that everything's going to go super smoothly, because sometimes there's a claim bug. But for the most part, we're in good shape. And this is how fast your kind of Quantanium hauls can go. You know, you can actually boogie along. Now, this is a very big hangar, so you can see I've got a kind of, you know, should have brought a golf cart or something. So, anyways, here we go. I just did see somebody running out there. Like way ahead, I seen like something fast. The good news is I did I lifted my gear so nobody can get up on my ship, and I will have my ship stored here in just a sec. Yeah, there was just a quick flash of somebody running in the shadow over there, and I don't know if it was a player or just a weird NPC glitch, but no big deal. I'm not worried about it. We're just going to run right in here, and we're going to store the Taurus if we can. That's the goal. So we're boogieing along here, trying to make as short a work as possible. We're going to head right down to the Taurus, and we're going to give her a store. And that's good. Now we're just going to head on over to the TDD, and we're going to sell the Quantanium that we've managed to mine this week. So really simple tip and trick here. I mean, this is just, you know, like I said, when I do these types of videos, I like to just do it just like they're done. You know, there's not a lot of fancy edits in this. It's just basically the exact way that we like to do it. So, you know, it's a couple of weeks before IAE, you know, here, you know, we're expecting, of course, a 317.4. You can see we've got a little bit of a wait here, so I will, yeah, I mean, it's been going great. Life has been, you know, a little slow on the Star Citizen side. You know, there's been a bit of a delay with 3.18. I'm really looking forward to Salvage. Really looking forward to some of these other gameplay loops that are going to be coming on board. But, you know, we continue to mine, and we continue to mine effectively. And we certainly are making a few space bucks, and so, yeah, like I said, it seems like one of the longest parts of of our video here, we'll be kind of waiting for the tram, and you can see 987 up there. Here comes the tram, and we'll jump right on and head on over to the TDD and get a sale going. So in we go. I really like the cyberpunk feel of ArtCorp. It's really fantastic. Yeah, I've never played Cyberpunk. I've actually been watching the cartoon lately, and I think that the cartoon's really good. I've been enjoying that. So I might try Cyberpunk at some point, just because ArtCorp really does give me that future city vibe, that crazy future city vibe, and Cyberpunk would probably do the same thing. So, anyways, I really like ArtCorp at night. There's lots of neon signs and just advertisements and that type of thing. And they've really, obviously CIG has done a really tremendous job with some parts of the game. I mean, the visual candy is fantastic here, and it's very enjoyable. And as much as this is just kind of a administrational part of the loop, it is an important part of the loop, the Quantanium Hall. And kind of knowing just kind of the basics of it. A lot of times people do ask, like, hey, will you show the other side of the loop? And yeah, I mean, I like showing it. I think closing the mining loop and getting paid is very important. And it opens up the rest of the game for sure. So here we go. We're almost about to come to an end of our tram ride here. We're going to jump off and head up the stairs to the TDD, and we will be in really good shape when we do that. All right, out we go. Now, I tend to boogie pretty quickly when I'm doing this kind of stuff. I'm trying to be as efficient as possible. Occasionally you can find yourself falling oddly on these stairs, or you can bump against another citizen and find yourself in need of a helping hand. So you do want to be careful as you're running along here. You can bump into NPCs or other citizens and get yourself in a situation where you would require a medical gun. So alright, up we go. You can see here's another citizen kind of selling his wares. We're going to be doing the same thing here. So here we're going to come into the Trading Council and the TDD. We're going to click Sell. And you can see I had about 112 SCU, if you will. So nearly 1 million. So not a bad run at all. We'll go ahead and get that sold. And then we had about 8,000 of Borace. So a couple SCU of that. So we'll get that sold as well. So not bad money. Nothing to complain about there. The TDD, of course, is a beautiful place, and here's where we'll end it. So yeah, I just wanted to just like I said, just a very straightforward dirt under your fingernails, closing the loop Quantanium cargo run. That's it. I hope that you guys have a lovely day. Please take care of yourself, and I will see you all around the verse.